Was pop locking, y'all? Y'all miss me? I know y'all do because I miss myself. Hey. I'm bumping that Club Nouveau today. It's that jam called Jealousy. Welcome to Pop Lock Talk, y'all. Where we be chopping it up, man, getting down to the nitty gritty about things. Ladies and gentlemen, on Pop Lock Talk, it's going down today. On Pop Lock Talk. Y'all didn't know he can get down? Y'all didn't know he can get down? Mr. J. King, the lead singer of Club Nouveau. Y'all didn't even know, huh? We're gonna bring him in. I think he in my live box right now. I think he in my lobby right now. Bring it in, Mr. J. King. Oh, there he go. There he go. Hey. Mr. J. King, you ain't gotta be so sophisticated on this show here. We kind of party on this show, man. I'm grooving to your jam right now. Hold on. I love that smile. I love that smile, man.
I can't hear the music.
You can't hear the music?
No, I can hear you, but I can't hear the music. What song is it?
Jealousy. Oh, man.
Jealousy. I don't want the bad talk around.
But that's we'd rather hear you. We'd rather hear you live anyway, man. Mr. King, how you doing, brother?
I'm fine, sir. How are you?
I'm great. And it's an honor to have you on Pop Lock Talk.
Yes, the honor is mine, sir.
You know, this is going to be shocking to a lot of people. This is going to be shocking to a lot of people, man. And I hope you don't take this offensive, but...
No, sir.
I didn't know you got down.
Yeah. That's how I started.
I did not know that you get down. Now, I've interviewed one other R&B artist, and that was Stephen Russell from Troop. Because he get down.
Yep.
But to interview you is going to be on a whole nother level. Because I got so many questions. First of all, man, I'm going to let you introduce yourself to my Pop Lock Talk fans. Please share who you are.
My name is J. King. I created the group Club Nouveau. Put out my first record, Rumors, by the Atomic Social Club in 1986.
So,
and won a Grammy for Lean on Me in 1987, 88.
We have an award Grammy winner on Pop Lock Talk. Come on. Hey, my ratings just went boop, 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 bam. I love it. I love it, man. This is an honor. This is an honor. And I want to jump right into it, man. I want to jump right into some Pop Lock Talk. So,
absolutely.
My question is, what year did you start getting down?
It had to be in 77. 1977, yeah.
Okay.
So I kind of messed around in 76, but in 77 is when I really started taking it serious. I was working for the CETA program, and it was if you didn't make a certain amount of money, if your parents did, you could work in the summertime. And I worked at a motel, and so I used to clean up the bathrooms, and so they had mirrors in the restrooms. And one day I was looking at myself, pop, bam, bam, and I just looked so animated. I looked so unreal doing it, because you know when you start boogalooing and you start and you start seeing yourself as unreal when you bam and you hit, and I saw and I was like, man, I'm really good.
I love that
term. And that's what I really.
Okay, so 1976, 77 is kind of when you first started getting down. May I ask, what terminology, what were you calling it during that time?
We were popping and boogalooing.
Boogaloo. What city were you in?
I'm in Vallejo.
Okay, that explains. You were in the Bay Area.
Yes.
So tell me the story on how you got started. What got you enthused? What said, hey man, let's do this dance? What made you want to get down?
Well, first of all, when you're a kid and your parents have people over to the house, and I was doing the James Brown, do the splits and all that stuff. So your parents wake you up when they got Jay, come in here and do the James Brown. You do the James Brown, you do the splits. Everybody like you, and everybody give you a quarter. And you go back to bed, you got $1.50. When you go back to sleep, you're going to get a whole bunch of penny candy and all kind of stuff the next day.
Right.
So it started there. But Shields and Yarnell were the first people on TV that I saw doing it.
Ooh.
But in the neighborhood, Richard Pyers and Marvin Williams were the first guys in my neighborhood in Sacramento that I saw do it. So I lived between.
Wait a minute. Did you say Richard Pryor?
Richard Pyers.
Oh.
And so
okay. I'm glad we cleared that up.
Yes. So Richard Pyers was a guy in Sacramento. He and Marvin Williams were from my neighborhood. They were the first guys in Sacramento. In Vallejo, it was Roy and Hammond. And Jeff Blake and Jesse Palmer. So these guys were a little bit older than me. But I was small and I was animated. So anything I did was like, it just looked very, cool, because I was a smaller guy. And so we danced at the Vallejo County Fair, and we had a great routine. And so when I came out, how each individual dancer came out, I really stood out. I really got more and more confident the more I did it. I was never afraid of crowds. And from there, I created my own group, J. King and the Unknown. And it was my brother, J.K., a white guy by the name of Larry Prophet, who did the that thing, and then a Filipino guy named Jerry Jarman, and another black guy named Joe Senegal. So we were a multicultural pop group, and routines were really important to me.
Yeah.
I'm a precision guy with routines. And so that's what I was a stickler for us looking alike and being precise. And so we became the most popular group in Vallejo.
Wow, that's deep. And at that time, what were the names of the other crews that were nearby?
Well, you had Children of Production, you had the Androids, you had the Black Resurgence, you had Close Encounters of the Funkiest Kind, you had it was the guys out of Richmond. I can't remember. So you had other crews that were really cool. And in Vallejo, we were it. Like, if there were any other crews, it was just people, like they called themselves the Baby Unknown, right? So we were J. King and the Unknown. There was other group that called themselves the Baby Unknown.
Mm-hmm. So you were deep into this dance, man.
Yeah.
Is it your first love?
I think my first love is just the arts, period. So I was into the whole acting aspect. I love dancing,
Entertainment.
but I saw dancing and popping in particular as something that I wouldn't be able to do forever, because I knew that it would iterate from one generation to the next, and that's why some of these kids and some of the stuff you see now is incredible.
Mm-hmm.
You know, from what we did to what they do now, because the illusion that you can create in dance with your feet and and with your hand and with just motions, just the stuff that they do now. It's just really cool, and we were just scratching the surface. So the arts are my love. So I still, from time to time in Club Nouveau, I'll throw a pop move here and there because my knees don't work the same, and I'm 61, so you got to be honest about what it is. If you're not dancing like that every day and really keeping yourself precise, you can hurt yourself.
Yeah. I agree, man. So I have a really good question to ask you, and it's my personal own question, and I hope you answer this the way I think you should answer this. So my connection to you is through someone who I love dearly, that I'm very close with, and that's Anthony A.K. King, that's
my cousin,
which is your relative. Now,
right.
You're on the north side of California, and he's the south side. Now, he too was repping out there, getting down and calling himself the KOP.
Right.
So I'm sure, since you guys I know the two of you are very close because he talks highly about you all the time, but I'm sure you guys did some sparring.
Absolutely.
Tell me how that went down.
AK he was a much better dancer.
Really?
Yeah, because he had something that because he was so tall, so whenever he did waves and stuff like that, he was so fluid that it just looked a lot better. And so I thought but as a group, I was better than him. So my group was better than his. He was the better individual dancer. We were the better group. We were more precise as a group than they were. He was more precise as a solo dancer.
Now, Jay King, I don't know if you know or not, but you just said something that kind of has a controversy till today with this dance. The controversy is that the Bay Area till today are still greater at routines, and Los Angeles and the LA Southland area are better.
I would agree. Yeah, I would agree with that. I think Los Angeles guys only did routines to set up them going out individually to showcase themselves, and then they fell back in line with the routine, whether the 2-step or 3-step or 4-step. It was just a bypass to them stepping out and showcasing.
Mm-hmm.
Where ours was, the routine was the premiere, and us stepping out to showcase our individual selves were just a byproduct to that thing. So the emphasis was on the routine for us.
Mm-hmm. And
then each individual guy went out for 20 seconds, 30 seconds, boom, 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 probably 15, 20 seconds. It wasn't a lot. And then he fall back in line and boom, done. And fall back and step with the routine. Where in the Southland, the routine was just a setup for each guy to go out and showcase, and they were out there for a minute, 45 seconds to a minute, just showcasing themselves, and then they would fall back, and then the routine was just a basic thing, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Anytime I've ever seen any Southern California groups. That's what the emphasis was.
Okay.
Even when me and Cuz were in Los Angeles, in Alaska together, they didn't. They looked good. They could all dance, but they were individual dancers versus us being a more precise group.
Okay. Right on, man. Right on. Club Nouveau, did you ever incorporate your dancing with your music?
If you look at situation number 9,
yeah,
look at that video.
Okay.
And watch when do 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 do. All of the hits.
Yeah.
It was hits inside that routine. So yeah.
So recently, man, I was on the internet and I came across, and I do believe the footage that I seen was recent. You were on stage. I don't know if you guys were setting up to get ready to do a show, or I'm not quite sure. It looked like you were on stage, and it looked like the crowd was empty. And I don't know what happened, but all of a sudden, man, you got hit, and you just started getting down.
Yeah.
Was that recent?
Yeah. That was in New Mexico. That was in Albuquerque, New Mexico in April.
Now I'm real curious to know what caused that. Because sometimes, do you still get out on a regular or?
No, I don't.
So what hit you? What hit you? What got in your system?
Somebody said something, and then somebody said, "Jay King came. He can't pop."
Yeah.
And I went, bam, bam.
You gave him some, huh? Gave him a taste.
Yeah.
You still look good, man.
You still got it. I said, no, I don't have it no more. I used to have it. I said, but once you got it, once you got the rhythm of it, you're gonna always have that. But to be precise, to be able to really, man, I seen some guys. I seen this one brother. I don't know where he's at. He's got on black with a black wind breaker on, and he does this thing with his hands where he comes back. Oh man, it's really cool. And I said, and I was trying to do the move, and I was like, man, I could probably learn that move, but I know that it would take me. People don't realize how strong and how physical.
Come on.
Dance is. So you have to be strong.
Exactly.
To be able to dance, and then you have to have you have to be very physically agile to be a dancer, especially a popper.
Yeah.
Because of the isolation of the move, especially if you want to be, if you want to have that that thing that really separates you from everybody else. Otherwise, you just look like a guy who used to dance and is now an amateur.
Well, here's a compliment for you, man. Evidently, for me to make the decision where I got to interview you, evidently the footage that I saw impressed me to the point where it's like, I need to talk to him, man. You know? So
I used to really be a good dancer. I mean, I was exceptional, and I knew it. Where it, I mean, I really thought I could rise to that next level, but when and a few, the business is what it is. It's always been as shady as it is, and as cutthroat as it is, and corrupt as it is. And two things I had going in my favor. I've never been high before, and I've never drank. I've never done drugs. I've never smoked anything. I've never drank alcohol, and so I was always very coherent about what it was that I was doing and who I was in it. And so sometimes, you meet managers, and there's a homosexual agenda with some people, and they would want to manage you, but then the other part would come out, and you either got to buy into it, bail out. And so there were a few times where we had opportunities, but we had to bail out because it wasn't good. And so I didn't think I thought at first I thought I would be a dancer, that I would become a professional dancer. I'd get on the Gong Show, I'd be on TV, I'd tour, all that kind of stuff, watching rerun. And then, you start getting old. And so I'm 18, turning 19, and I go to the Air Force because my daddy told me I was going to be dead before I was 21.
Oh,
that's the rate I was.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, what was you into, man?
Man, I used to fight everything.
What was you fighting for, man? I mean, because in the Bay Area, you guys have different type of gangs and stuff versus like Los Angeles.
It was what it was. Just the neighborhood. You grow up. In our neighborhoods, it's a fight for survival. I'm small, light skinned, big natural. So, the only way you're gonna know to leave me alone is for me to put the straightening comb on.
Straightening comb. Well, you know what, man? That's impressive to hear that story, because today you are the president of the Black Chambers of Commerce.
California, for the state of California, yes.
Hey, man, I'm flattered to be talking to you, and it's impressive and it's motivating.
Well, you know who told me I was going to be the president of the California Black Chamber?
Who?
AK. When I first went to the California Black Chamber, I went there only as a volunteer for that radio station. Because they had a radio station in Sacramento. We have one and we weren't playing local music. And a big producer here in Sacramento, Derek D.O.A. Allen, very well known, produced the Kim album, produced Tyrese, produced Karen White. Worked with Lionel Richie, Janet Jackson. He's a big deal around here. Great producer. And one day he told me, he said, "Man, we have a black radio station that don't even play the local artists." So I called a friend of mine who's a city councilman, and I said, "Wayne, why aren't you guys playing black music in Sacramento? We got a local radio station. That's crazy." He said, the California Black Chamber owns that station. Aubrey Stone. I'll introduce you to him when you're back in town. So I came back in town because I live in Los Angeles. I came back the following week to Sacramento, and he introduced me to Mr. Stone, and I asked him why weren't they playing local music, and he said he only had one DJ. The rest of the music was just them streaming music, and the station wasn't making any money. And I said, I'll come to the station, help you guys generate money. I'll go find sponsors, and I'll do a show. But nobody can tell me what to do. If I do a show, I want to do a show. I'll play local music along with classic R&B, because that's what they were playing. It took us about a year to iron it out. And so we ironed it out, and in 2015, August is when I first started. And in 2019, 2018, Mr. Stone died of cancer. Okay. And in June of 2019, they asked me to become the president, and I've been the president since June of 2019. So I'm going on. This is my fourth year.
Congratulations.
It'll be 4 years.
Right on,
Thank
man.
you, sir.
Right on. What did AK see in you to say that?
Well, AK is always telling me what to do. That's just what he's always saying, you're going to do this and you're going to do that. So he just told me, he just said, cuz you're going to be the president of the chamber. I said, no, I'm not. I don't want to have nothing to do with that. I just want to do radio. And we would argue. One day I cussed him out and said, stop saying that shit to me. I don't want to be the president of the chamber.
Wow.
I don't want to run for office. I don't want to do none of it.
Wow.
And and then when I don't even like AK telling me what I'm going to do. Like if he calls me and says, this is what's going to happen, it really pisses me off, because he probably know what he's talking about. So he's been my seer, if you will. for our whole life.
Wow. That's deep. That's deep. Yeah, we could say we have the same type of relationship, arguing and shit like that.
We ain't talking right now. But I love him.
Oh yeah. But I mean, to have a relationship with him, it has to go there, because he likes to challenge. All he is challenging your mind to make you to your expertise. He wants you to step your game up, and he sees things where you can become greater. He just sees right through people. Man.
So I challenge him the same way, so that's why we ain't talking, because I want to challenge his ass like that too. Hey,
good.
Get better. Be nicer. Be kind.
You hit him with those? I know you said, ooh. I don't know. Hey, tell me some more about this pop locking, man. What crews did you guys battle?
Man, we battled everybody in the Bay. The big talent shows. Jim Murchison, God rest his soul, used to have these big talent shows in Richmond. It's called the Richmond Talent Shows. And everybody from the whole Bay, from San Francisco, from Oakland, from Berkeley, from Vallejo, from Milpitas, anywhere that was in the Bay, they came. So it would be hundreds of groups. And it went down in Richmond, at the Richmond. Those were the biggest shows. And it was just, the androids, Children of Production, the robots, Close Encounters of the Funkiest Kind, the Black Resurgence, the TikToks. There was guys that all they did, their whole routine was tick, 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 tick. They would get their whole routine. It was a lot of different dance forms.
Do you keep in touch with any of these dudes at all?
Me and Mark Elliott was Close Encounters of the Funkiest Kind, which to me was the greatest group out of the Bay Area at that time.
Wow.
And he's a promoter. He's a concert promoter. And then Darren Hodges, who was Children of Production. Darren worked for the city of Oakland for a lot of years, did a lot of the concerts that the city of Oakland did. He was in charge of that department. Now he runs a venue in Vallejo, a theater that's beautiful. And those are the two guys that I see the most. Marvin Williams, we talk from time to time, and then Richard Pyers is now in. He's now in Atlanta, but he comes on my morning podcast sometimes. Robert Taubert, I don't see as much, and I haven't seen since. Jesse Davis is another guy. Jesse Davis still dances.
How old is he?
Jesse probably 56, 57.
Okay, so
and he still get that.
So Mr. J. King, I have a question for you, man.
Okay.
My question is, how important is this dance to you? Hold on.
Well,
I apologize. I'm going to take that question back.
Okay.
Where does the dance, how deep does it sit on your heart till today?
It's my beginning. See, it's my first success. It's my first confidence. So I don't get to do what I'm doing right now without that, because that was the training ground for me. So the beginnings are most important, because that's where the foundation is built. I was talking to my cousin Orlando the other day, and he said, Jay, we always knew, because my cousin danced with me at one time too. He said, we always knew you were going to do something because of the way you used to practice us. You were more into it than everybody. And when I look back on it, he's right. If they didn't make practice, I was mad. We practiced every day.
Okay, so on that note, obviously the dance is very important to you.
Yes.
Would you consider doing anything today with the dance, far as not for you, but maybe for the youth, like a huge battle on a large scale or something like that? Because we still out here getting down. They still out there throwing down, man.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm, you ever seen a boxer that get in the ring and you say, man, why is he back in the ring?
Yeah.
I'm that boxer, I know that that I don't possess. Number one, I don't have the time that it takes to really get yourself conditioned and prepared.
Okay, so I apologize if I didn't make my question clear. I'm not necessarily referring to you participating as far as getting down, meaning holding an event, throwing something.
Yeah, again, my time, I'm the president of the California Black Chamber, but I also sit on the Small Business Council for the High Speed Rail, for Caltrans, for DGS, for the Greater Sacramento Financial Literacy Group, for the Wellness Foundation,
Go ahead.
for the Governor's Council on Small Business. I literally, from my day is planned from 6 o'clock in the morning when Angie sends me what I'm doing. I don't even control my day. So I have between Angie, Stephanie, and Tracy. Tracy does all my legislative stuff. Angie does all the stuff in Sacramento. Stephanie does all the stuff in Los Angeles and all the music stuff. So between the three of them, my life is controlled like that. I hadn't had a vacation, so I took a vacation a few weeks ago, and my vacation consisted of me flying out of Sacramento to Los Angeles on Thursday night, Thursday afternoon, and then flying Thursday night from Los Angeles to Cabo San Lucas, and then Friday, Saturday, Sunday was my vacation. On Monday morning, I was flying back to Los Angeles to take a flight back to Sacramento for a Monday afternoon meeting.
That's not a vacation, man.
And that was a vacation for me.
That's a weekend getaway.
That's how
tight your schedule is.
My schedule is, and then. When Club Nouveau is working like now, because it's the summertime, so from February to October, Club Nouveau is there. And I manage Cameo. So I still have to manage those dates. Then I do solo records. I still have to manage.
Cameo is one of the first songs that I started pop locking to. Shake Your Pants.
Which one?
Shake Your Pants. Yeah, I want to say it was
1980.
The song came out in 80, but I started popping in 81.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, so tell Larry, thank you.
And what's so funny is in 81, I'm in Alaska. Me and AK are in Alaska. 81, 82, we're in Alaska popping there.
Wow.
And he's got the electronic puppets, and I have Close Encounters of the Funkiest Kind.
Wow. Hey, man, tell me the transition from, because we all know you became a huge singing star, so there had to be a transition from dancing, and then you went into that direction. How did you let go of the dance like that and go into singing?
Well, I didn't. So this is what happened. I created this show called Get Breaking in Alaska. And I taught all these kids. And everybody, I had a guy who was Michael Jackson. I had a little girls group Close Encounters of the Funkiest Kind. We had break dancers. You know, we had this whole. There was about 20 kids, and Get Breaking was this idea that I toured around. I went toured through Alaska. So we went to Fairbanks, Juneau, Anchorage, and rapping was just starting. It's like that, and that's the way it is. So all that stuff is happening, and so I started. So I made our group rap and pop, and then I brought Confunction to Alaska for a concert, and then me and Michael Cooper became friends, and he produced some demos for us. And we had this song called "Take a Break," and we had we got an offer from Polygram, and our management were the same guys that managed Confunction, and they turned down the 12-inch deal. And I was like, well, because they said they wanted us to get an album, so they turned down the 12-inch, trying to get us an album. We ended up without a deal, and so because I started leaning more towards the rap stuff, but we were doing pop in as part of our routine.
Okay.
And then our record went double wood.
Yeah.
It would have been a hit if it would have been good.
That's double wood.
Would have been a hit. Would have been good.
Wow.
So, but I saw what the management team had done, and they went through Macola Records. And so I did some research on Macola Records, called them, and found out that I could put out my own records. And I put out, and that's when I put out Rumors. So the dancing was just part of the transition, because hip hop, popping, you know, and then the music business was changing because of technology. So I say we were the first of the new school and the last of the old school.
Okay.
Well, we grew up on the old school sensibility of music, but we started using the technology, the new technology, with the drum machine. So I had the FB12, I had the Lin, I had the 808, I had the DX7, I had the JXP8, I had the Juno 106, I had the Mirage,
Good grief.
I had the Emulator, and the Emulator 2, and that's what I made the Club Nouveau album with.
Wow. Hey, what's the difference between the SP12, because there is a difference, right, and the SP1200?
It was just a more sophisticated and a different. So the SP12 was a blue, and it was kind of upright. So it, you know, and it was just and all of the pads were right then. It was just drums. The SP1200, you know, it was more flat. You had other sounds in it. It did more. It was a different kind of design, but it was just a more sophisticated version of SP12.
Okay. So did you ever make music, man, from the soul of dancing?
When you start listening, listen to Jealousy, listen to Rumors, listen to Situation Number 9.
So when you're making music, you picture yourself getting down to it?
All that stuff was based around. My early stuff was definitely based around dance.
Wow.
And if you listen to the drums, doom ka doom ka doom ka doom doom ka doom doom ka doom ka. That's all dance.
This is a beautiful conversation. This part right here, that is deep to me. And that's a cold situation to be in, where you can produce music from the soul of. I wish I could do that. I wish I could make music from how I feel about pop locking. That's dope. That's awesome, man.
Well, you can. So when you hit and you go, that's those are beats.
Yeah. I get what you're saying, but I don't know if my beats are gonna come out crisp like the way you do it. You know what I'm saying?
Well, but it don't have to. They're gonna come out fluid how you do it.
Mm.
So the music you create is going to coincide with the rhythm of your dance, and that's why if you look at Situation Number 9 and you watch what we do, and you see us when it goes situation and our backs into the crowd, we go and we do that turn.
Yeah,
that's a popping turn.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. Man, this is a cold one right here. Because you know what? There's another producer. And I swear when I see him, I'll always say, man, you make music for us, homie. And that's DJ Battlecat. He makes music, man. I swear it's for us. So I talked to him about it. He's not a pop locker, but yeah, he loves pop locking.
Because Battlecat is always in the pocket. So Battlecat used to program drums for me.
Mm.
And he started off drum programming and developed into a producer. He did the first Domino album. The first time I heard that album, I was in the studio working on a record in Studio A at Larchmont and Skip Sailors. And he was in Studio B. And I walked by and heard, here we go.
Yeah.
And even that beat was for for guys that are doing smooth stuff with their feet. That was a cold cut.
Yeah. Yeah, that's deep, man. That is really extremely deep. That's AK calling to make up.
No, that was Tears of the Club people.
I'm just joking. Hey, man, you have been around a lot of greats, and I'm a fan. Man, J. King, I'm a fan of yours, but my favorite song by a group you just mentioned, Confunction.
Mm-hmm.
They got a slow song, man, called I can't believe I'm.
Love Train?
No. This song.
Baby on Hook?
No, this song most people don't even know about, and it's called "It's All Up to You."
It's all up to you. The choice is yours. What we're gonna do? It's in your hands.
Don't do me like that. That jam right there.
It's in your control.
That jam right there. Whoa! It works for me every time. You get what I'm saying?
I'm gonna get Michael Cooper on the phone for you one day.
Oh man, that would be a pleasure. I mean, I've done shows with a lot of old school funk artists, but I didn't get to catch, because of my age and the generation I'm in, I didn't get to catch all the real ones. It might be somebody filling in for this person or that person. It's not all the original members. I did meet Al Hudson. I met some of the dudes, man, but I didn't get to meet all the real members of all the different funk bands. Because me and my crew, we have gotten hired to go out and do some old school concerts and stuff. And that's another thing. That's the beauty of this dance. I can get on stage one day with Snoop and them, and then turn around and be on stage with an old school funk artist. That's the beauty of pop locking, man.
Right.
But tell me, were you a hard hitter? Was you a waver? Was you a tutter? Was you a ticker? What was your thing? Vibrating?
What made me good was that I could do it all. So sometimes, how when you use your feet, when you're just setting up, so how.
He got the moody chair.
Boom, boom,
yeah. Yeah.
So I could vibrate, I could backslide, I could freestyle, and that's what made me good, is that I didn't have to do the same thing all the time. You have some guys that all they specialized in was tutting.
Yeah.
So they could tut,
Right.
They could do all that stuff. And then you have some guys that they could wave.
Right.
And you had some guys that could hit hard.
Yeah.
But if I needed to hit hard, I could hit hard, and then I could come out of it real easy. I really tried to mix it up.
Now tell me, man, about your clothing, because the way you guys dressed is totally different from the way we dress out here, in the Southland. Tell me about the clothing, man, because it was real flat. It was real flashy to me, bright, shiny,
Yeah, so we liked stuff that was reflective. I used to wear white gloves with a little pin flashlight in my hand right here, so I could turn them on, and I would have lights in my hand, right? And sometimes we wear these sailor tops, and you put the studs on them so when the light hit them, they would sparkle out so if we had the blue top with the white with the sailor hat,
okay,
with white pins,
okay,
with blue lines.
But what shoes? The crocus sack. I was gonna say, but what shoes? Okay, so y'all wore the crocus sacks. Okay, that was our thing too, sporting the crocus sacks.
Yeah, anything that was light on your feet, because you needed to be able to, you needed your feet to tennis shoes. It got too much grip.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You needed something that had a little slide on it, but that still had a little grip too.
Now tell me 3 individuals, man, not crews. The top 3 dudes that you think you ever seen get down.
Anthony King, Robert, Richard Pyers.
When you said Robert who?
And I was gonna say Robert Topper, but Richard Pryor I think was better. And Mark Elliott.
And all these dudes are from the Bay Area.
San Francisco, Mark Elliott. Sacramento, Richard Pryor. Los Angeles, Anthony King.
Okay. That's dope. Man. That's dope. So one of these days, man, you're gonna find time, and I'm gonna get you to. I still throw events. Matter of fact, I got one coming up June 10th.
You know what you should? If there's something that you want me to do, you have Angie as my assistant. That's who you talk to. Mm-hmm. So you asking me don't mean nothing. If Angie say I'm doing it, it's done, because she's gonna be the one that scheduled it.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna have my people talk to your people, and we're gonna make it happen.
Right.
That's what's up. Excuse me. So, J. King, I feel like
Yes,
I feel comfortable enough, man, to go ahead and ask you for a favor. Excuse me.
Yes, sir.
You still make music, right?
Yes, sir.
Can you make a song for me?
So how would I make it? I don't know what you do. Like when you say make a song for you, I got so much music. I might have a song that you say.
Okay, but this song has to have a title dedicated to pop locking. I want someone other than Ronnie Hudson, to make a song about pop locking. You can make pop lock music. So
I don't know. I don't know if I can today. This is. Hold on one second.
Well, see, the deal is to that. I don't want him to make music based on how things are today. I want him to stay in that frame of mind of being back in the day.
Yeah. Hold on.
Pure talent right in front of us.
Hold on.
Now, can you work the talk box? No, that's not working. For some reason, the connection is not coming through clear. Nah.
Yeah.
Can you work the talk box?
No.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
But I know MC Magic can.
MC
I know a
Magic.
guy. Yeah, he's a Hispanic hip hop artist. That's what he's talking about.
I still want to hear the beat, even though I can't hear it right now. I still want to hear. Maybe you got to.
What's your email address?
Kool Boy's Boxing Camp at gmail.com.
COOL or KOOL?
K.
Kool Boys.
Uh-huh.
BOYS.
Yes.
Boxing Camp.
At
AOL?
At Gmail. Yeah. Now, J. King, if you send this track to me and I like it, because I can flow, I might send it back to you with some rhymes over it.
Okay.
He said, okay, he with the business. Excuse me. And we might end up having another gold record up on the wall.
So I just sent it to you so you can listen to it.
Okay, I'm gonna check it out.
And you'll see that I still make I think I'm going to call it worldwide. I just haven't wrote the melody or nothing yet. It's just the music right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hey man, it's a pleasure to know that after listening to your music all these years, to get answers and to find out that you make music through your dance. That's a beautiful thing to find out, man. Because a lot of these artists who have music, sometimes I wonder that, and I don't personally know them to ask them, but I was able to ask you today, and I appreciate finding out that information.
It's my pleasure.
Yeah, right on. So, hey, I got some questions I want to ask you, man, and it's kind of like let's have some fun right now.
Okay.
And the questions are kind of like, let's look at it as in, it'll tell us more about you. It'll tell us more about you, but it's more of in a fun manner. Let's have some fun. Okay, so I'm going to ask you a question, and all you have to do is pick one. You don't have to give no reason why. If you decide you want to tell us why, that's cool. But you don't have to tell why. All right?
Okay. Quincy
Jones or Berry Gordy?
Berry.
Ooh. I need to know why. I apologize, Jay. Excuse me, I'm losing my voice, man. I apologize, but I need to know why. Why Barry? Why Barry over Quincy?
Because Barry was a visionary and an architect.
Ooh.
So Quincy don't get to be about Barry. None of us do.
So Barry builds some stuff, huh? He puts.
When you look at what Motown becomes, Barry proved to us that music was colorless, and that the vibration of music don't have the same bias as the vibration of the human being.
Ooh, man! Say that again.
Barry proved to us that the vibration of music doesn't have the same bias of the vibration of the human being.
Good grief. Good grief. You see, that's what you get when you talk to somebody of this caliber of music. You get shit like that right there. Whoa! Man, you gave me chills saying that, man. Right on, Jay. And look, he's still cool about it. I ain't staying cool about it. You like, yeah, nigga, I said some shit. Okay. All right, listen. All right. Gospel or jazz?
Jazz.
You got to tell me why. You got to tell me why. Why jazz?
Freedom of the freedom of improvisation is boundless.
Ooh.
Gospel has restrictions. In order for you to stay in the gospel mode, it has to be a certain motif. Jazz has no restrictions. It gives you the freedom to do whatever you want to do, be whatever you want to be, say whatever you want to say, however you want to say it. And you can be as far left as you want to in one passage, as far right in the next passage, and then centered at any time you want. It's just a beautiful journey from a musical standpoint.
Where does it take you? Where does it take you, man?
It's according to what you're listening to. You know, you listen to Bitches Brew by Miles Davis. It can take you to some really dark places. It's a heavy lift. Not everybody can listen to that record or really understand it because it's way out there. It's
okay, man. So man, that's an impressive response on why you choose jazz over gospel. You know, when it comes down to it, God makes both of them, you know.
Well, the bottom line is this: gospel is restrictive, so it's just gospel. Jazz is gospel. So because it goes everywhere, it can go anywhere. So it can hit those chords. It can sit. It don't have to stay in a certain landscape. It can do what it wants to do. You know, it's like the standard song has a pattern. It's got an intro. It's got a verse. It's got a hook. It's got a verse. It's got a hook. It's got a breakdown or a change, and it's got a hook, and then it goes out.
Yeah.
But that's what made Marvin Gaye so beautiful, because he didn't necessarily follow the rules all the time. So when he wrote, "When did you stop loving me? When did I stop loving you?" It was no verse and hook into the end of the song. It was a story. You know, he told the story of his breakup, and the only time you knew the song title is at the end when he said, "When did you stop loving me? When did I stop loving you?" But up until that point, it was just the whole verse. It was a nonstop verse, and that made different movements.
Now, see, I got to go back and listen to the song now.
Now, as I recall, we tried 1,000,000 times, and that isn't all. I gave my love to you each time to make amends. Suddenly, I start to realize I can't make it. Pretty birds fly away. I have to leave you for my health's sake. What to do? Make him pay. For leaving you, my fine is to pay forever. So if a fresh new love comes in, I won't say those words again. Instead, I'll say I'll try to love and protect you with all my heart, as long as you want me to, baby. If I love again, I'm going to try a new way this time. You know, it was literally, it was just the story.
Yeah.
So,
Isley Brothers or Earth, Wind, and Fire?
Earth, Wind, and Fire.
Ooh, you said that one in a heartbeat.
Yeah. Earth, Wind, and Fire is the greatest R&B band that ever exists.
Wow. Deep.
You have to listen to the spirit. You want to hear gospel? Listen to Earth, Wind, and Fire. You want to hear soul? Listen to Earth, Wind, and Fire. You want to hear jazz? Listen to Earth, Wind, and Fire.
It's all in there.
You want to hear bossa nova? Listen to Earth, Wind, and Fire.
Wow.
You want to hear R&B? Listen to Earth, Wind, and Fire. You want to hear pop? Listen to Earth, Wind, and Fire. If you want to hear the rainbow of music, listen to Earth, Wind, and Fire.
Yeah.
Because it's the whole thing.
Wow. Aretha Franklin or Tina Turner?
Aretha.
I didn't. Wait a minute, Jay. I didn't finish. It don't matter.
You have to. Riri is the greatest of them all ever.
Wow.
The greatest of them all ever.
So Patti LaBelle, Tina Turner, they all got to bow down?
They are greats. She's the greatest.
Whoa. That's deep. That's deep. Stay in bed for the weekend or be in the studio?
Be in the studio.
Productive. You still active, huh? You said it ain't time to lay down? It ain't time to lay down. King of
8,760.
Say that again?
8,760.
What number is that to?
How many hours there are in a year? 8,760. Don't go fucking them off.
You better respect the time, J. King says. Respect the goddamn time. I heard that, man. I heard
I'm
that.
61.
Uh-huh.
I'm 61. I have 8,760 hours to be 61. I don't have no time to waste. If you live to be 80 years old, you live in 29,200 days. By the time you take away 8 hours a day for sleeping and 8 hours a day for working, you have 9,733 days for living.
Man, you calculated this all down.
And you got to ask yourself, how many of these days have I wasted? How many was I angry? How many did I not do everything that I decided I want to do? I wake up in the morning alive because one day I'm going to be 71. And if I'm lucky, I'll make it to 81. But no matter what, it won't be the same as when I was 61.
Right.
Because this body contraption thing we in, even if we got the most out of it, it's only built to last 200 years. I mean, literally, if you got the most out of it, the resources in your body is only built to last about 200, 175, 200 years.
And we don't never make it to that.
Because that means we can't, because of the trauma that we live in. You know, this world ain't cool. The world ain't nice. The world don't promote goodness. The world promotes worry, hate, confusion, discombobulation. It conditions you to fear. You don't trust nothing.
Yeah.
So you got to divorce yourself from the world if you want this body
To last.
to last.
Yeah.
Do you know who Nikola Tesla is?
No.
Nikola Tesla was the first person to do wireless lights in 1892.
Really?
The reason why we have electricity isn't because of Thomas Edison, it's because of Nikola Tesla. Thomas Edison was DC power, direct current. Nikola Tesla was AC power, alternating current. The world operates on AC.
Wow.
So Nikola Tesla Nikola Tesla invented the radio. They didn't give him credit for it until after he died. They gave Marconi credit for it because Nikola Tesla didn't want to make money off of nothing. Nikola Tesla thought he would live to be 150. He lived to be 83. He never had a relationship with a woman. His closest relationship was with a pigeon. He lived in a New York hotel. Go read about Nikola Tesla. You'll find he's probably one of the most fascinating human beings that ever walked the planet.
I am.
The reason why we have wireless, anything is because of Nikola Tesla.
Wow.
So, but he was alive. We have to learn how to be alive and not be afraid of ourselves. We have to learn how to become gold diggers. Not gold diggers, gold, Goal. We have to really start seeing the value in ourselves, how valuable we are as individuals, and the things that make us value. Mine those things. Mine those things and create goals from those things you mine.
Yeah.
As a 61-year-old, I'm still making music because I still love music. I still have goals that I'm digging for.
Right. Right. I love it, man. I love it. Beautiful, beautiful. King of an African tribe or president of the USA?
President of the USA.
Believe it or not, I'm not going to ask you why. Yes, I am. I couldn't help it. I couldn't help it, Jake. Go ahead. Tell me why, man. And is it because you would have more control, power?
It's because it's the largest economy in the world.
Yeah.
If there's an influence that you're going to have, and people say, you know, the president don't have no control. He's this and that. But when Donald Trump was president, everybody talked about how he had control.
Right.
The presidency is who you are, what you make it, what codes you live by.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I don't know if you've been to Africa, or if you've seen some African nations, but they're dangerous.
Yeah.
you know, the people that are killing you are people that look like you.
Yeah.
And so, if I'm going to be a president, I want to be a president of the most powerful nation in the world, and I want to have an influence on the most powerful nation in the world.
That's right. That's right. Barack Obama or Martin Luther King? Dr. Martin Luther King.
Neither.
Oh. Go ahead. Express it.
I love Dr. King for putting his life on the line. But I'm disappointed in the fact that our leadership always look at themselves. They don't look at the effect that they have on us as an overall. And our dollar circulated in our community up to 100 times when we were segregated. The closest dollar to ours was the Jewish dollar. It circulated in its community up to 40 times. So the black dollar circulated in this community 2.5 times more than the Jewish dollar. Had we stayed segregated and let the natural course of power take its place, we'd probably be the most powerful people today, because we would have been so segregated, but the time would have changed, and our value and our dollar and our strength would have stayed with us. Martin Luther King was fighting for civil rights instead of economic rights. In 1910, there are 8 million African Americans in the United States. 90% of us live in the South. We collectively own 15 million acres of land. In 2023, there are 43 million African Americans in the United States. We're all over the United States now. We collectively own 1.2 million acres. What happened to 98% of our land?
Wow.
The Bureau of Land Management, redlining, and eminent domain, all government-sanctioned entities, stole land from us. So when I look at Dr. Martin Luther King, while I love what he was trying to do, it was at the expense of us losing a foothold of our wealth. And it's why today the disparity report says by 2053, African Americans will be at zero wealth if we keep heading in the same direction. And by 2073, the Hispanic community will be at zero wealth.
Really?
When you look at Barack Obama, that's right. Google the disparity report. I think it's 2020 or 2021. Disparity report. When you look at Barack Obama said, if you want more of the same, vote for McCain. If you want something different, vote for me. And we were in the middle of a housing crisis. And our government, banks, and brokers were involved in a Ponzi scheme against the U.S. public. Not just black, the whole U.S. public. But we sold loans to the people that we knew will blow up in their faces. And so we had all these foreclosures. And to me, if Barack Obama was going to be the change we were looking for, then he was going to make all those banks remodify those loans because they knew that they sold a faulty instrument to the American public. And when the banks needed money, the banks needed the bailout money. Part of them getting that bailout money would have been him saying, yeah, you can get the bailout money, but you got to remodify these loans.
Yeah.
He also should have said, again, you can get this bailout money, but you got to make loans to small business. So Barack Obama said a lot of stuff that he didn't live up to.
Okay.
And under Barack Obama, the African American community lost 20% of its wealth.
Really?
Only 38.6% of African Americans today own a home.
Yeah.
The lowest it's ever been.
In what era was it the highest?
50s, 60s, 70s.
Okay.
The crack cocaine era that really
Took things down.
injured us bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
80s. Yeah. Parliament or ZAP?
Parliament. The architect, George Clinton. Ain't no ZAP without Parliament.
Exactly. But does that mean you like it?
Ain't no Parliament without Sly Stone.
Ooh. Ooh. Name a rapper that you could see pop locking.
DJ Quick.
I'm gonna tell him you said that. I'm gonna say, man, J. King said he could see you getting down. Cause that's the circle I run with, man. Sugar Free and Quick and all of them.
Okay.
Yeah.
DJ Quick is Mozart. That's how brilliant he is.
Yeah. Yeah, he is. He's a bright dude. Yeah.
So I'm talking about from a musical. He's Mozart. He's the hip hop's version of Mozart.
Wow, that's deep.
Yeah.
That's deep. Right on, man. Hey, J. King, it's a pleasure to talk to you, man. I love talking to people who I can learn from.
Yes, sir.
One of the hardest things for a black man to do is listen. So that's why I'm here to interview you, and I'm going to listen. And I appreciate your time and consideration.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate you inviting me to your space.
And I love the information I found out today, man. Beautiful talk. Beautiful talk.
Thank you, sir.
Before you leave, you have to throw me a wave, and I'm going to throw one back to you.
Okay.
Got it. Boom. Right on, man. Hey, Pop Lock love to you, J. King.
One love to you, sir.
Booyah.
Booyah.
Booyah. What's Pop Locking, y'all? If you have not subscribed to Kool Boy's Boxing Camp and Dance Academy, man, push that button. Come on, push that button and subscribe. That way we may be able to send you an email and bring you on our show, Pop Lock Talk. This show, man, is, to let everybody know that, you got the rap industry, you got the hip hop industry, you got the acting industry. Well, there's a such thing now as the pop lock industry. And this is where we talk about it right here. Kool Boy's Boxing Camp and Dance Academy. Booyah! I like the way you move.